Hello, and welcome to a new episode with your host, Vinney Chopra. I'm so excited to have you here as we dive deep into the world of real estate investing, syndications, abundance mindset, and building generational wealth. We are excited to be in the top 1.5% of the real estate podcasts. Got number 11 actually out of top 50 real estate syndication podcasts. Thanks to you. Each episode, we bring powerful insights, expert guests, and actionable strategies to help you take your investing game to the next level. Whether you are a seasoned investor or just getting started, if you love what you hear, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media so that we can never miss an episode. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable content with more people like you. Now let's jump into today's episode. Thank you.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter, Amarelo, and the great Vinney Chopra. Vinney, it's so good to see you back from Hawaii. Welcome home.
Oh, it was great time, brother. Great time. Especially anytime we can make memories with the children, with our Neil and Monica and my family, Kanchan, my wife. We love that. I love that. We work so hard. Then it's good to have rewards now and then so that they can feel why daddy is working so hard. So it
does
fun.
help.
Yeah.
And so Neil's retired. Monica
Yes.
works inside Mo Neil, your investment company. Today's wealth principles: put all your eggs in one basket and guard that basket like gold. For people who are listening, we do this Abundance Thursdays every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's on the West Coast, and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is coming from Vinney's experience as an investor who came to this country with $7, went and raised $220 million, bought over $1 billion of real estate. And in multifamily, he's a monster. He's done it in hospitality. He's done it in senior assisted livings. And now he does it on a smaller degree with RALs for his own personal investments. He's been invested in over 30 different businesses. And one of the things that Vinney brings to the table is this desire to improve people's mentality. So the mindset of abundance, this profitability, the positivity brings profitability is even one of the names of his books. As we go through these wealth principles, we get Vinney's perspective as somebody who has been around for a little while. He's 73 years young. And I like to take his notes that he sends me in advance of jumping on these calls. So the first thing you brought up for putting all your eggs in one basket. And by the way, for anybody who's listening, I know that it's crazy, but this is a Warren Buffett quote that this principle came from. Warren Buffett said, put all your eggs in one basket and guard that basket. But we also, Vinney and I talk a lot about diversification. So where, Vinney, does it make sense to diversify, and where does it make sense to focus? Like, why are there different, why is there two very smart philosophies? And Warren Buffett says diversify, and Warren Buffett says, this is his quote, put all your eggs in one basket. So why does that exist? How can those be in the same reality from the same investor?
That's so wonderful question. The thing is, we specialize. We make our wealth with our specialization, our interest, our teachings or learnings. If we are going after building our nest egg in W-2 job, then let's just do the best of the best, right? And have a side hustle. I always say that. Don't just be confined to the W-2 job. That's not going to get you much further at all in life. You know, what I really did was I started this business simultaneously 20 years back, almost 18, 19 years back in real estate. And that became a superpower for me as I retired from my W-2 job. So that's the key. That's the real key. You got to really be specialized in your whatever you're doing and save money. Save. I started with zero, actually negative bank account. The key thing is that you got to have a great partner. Of course, hopefully everybody listening to us, I know divorce rate is at a peak and high and all that, but it's good to really get a good companion partner who could share all the cherished things. The key thing is to also have a side hustle. So you build wealth with W-2 plus the side hustle, which is of your interest. That is the big thing. You don't feel like it's work, but when you have free time, you're learning, you're attending webinars, you're going to boot camps, You're talking to, like in our case, investors. We are syndicators, you and I both. That way, we are asking our family, friends, people we know, hey, invest in the deal. And we work hard to find the deal. 70% or 80% of our efforts pay them the dividends, the cash flows and upsides, and we keep 30% or 20%, which is pretty substantial when you're talking about commercial properties and things like that. So I would say Warren Buffett is right in the sense that you got to really put eggs in the basket of specialization, but then you guard it. That's just like he says in the stock market, right? Rule number one, never lose your principal. And then number two, go to rule number one.
Never forget rule number one, never lose the principle. So Vinny, you said something that I got to jump on, because a lot of people hear this. They say you got to enjoy something, do something that you love. If you had the choice of spending time with your family or going on hikes or traveling the world or doing real estate, I assume you'd actually probably spend time with your family and go on hikes and travel the world. So you had to fall in love with real estate. How did you fall in love? Because it's not natural to any of us. You're an engineer, right? I came from the accounting background. I know that there are many days I don't love real estate. There are many days that I do it because it does create wealth. It does create that, like you said, that side hustle that creates that ability for people to have options and financial
Right.
freedom. How do you fall in love with something that maybe you're not good at? Because I know there's a lot of people who've come to me and said, "Oh, I'm an artist. I want to
Yeah.
I want to do what I love." Art historically doesn't pay to the degree that real estate does.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I would say definitely there are ups and downs, days in my life. I'm a very positive person, enthusiastic person, but guess what? Every day I have ups and downs, but I minimize them. I look at, okay, what's going wrong and where we have accomplished so far. So keeping in touch with reality plus the vision, the faith and vision is big thing. So I would say we were doing single family homes since we got married. 45 years we've been married. About 40 years back, we started buying single family homes with whatever money we could save and things like that. But then revelation came that we cannot grow, we cannot build wealth with single family homes. I built some ground up also in Bakersfield, Shafter area, California, custom homes. But the key thing is you got to find an avenue which can grow you. Some people are into startup. They are really good at finding the right golden nuggets, and they put one out of 100 maybe will be a good winner, right? Unicorn. But try to find what you like the best. In my case, it was real estate. And my peers, my friends, whenever we meet every weekend, Indians meet every weekend, every 2 weeks, and they were talking apartments and other things and industrial. So that grows on you. And that's when 20 years back, I think somebody said, Vinny, apartments are a great way to really give away the single family homes because they don't make much money, but 20 different residents in one location or 50 residents, that's what caught my engineering mind. I said, that's it, Vinny. This is my calling. I'm going to learn this business of multifamily. I didn't know LOI, what it meant. Letter of intent. I never did letter of intent for single family homes. You just buy the building, right? As a house. But then my friend gave me on a napkin at a restaurant. Vinny, LOI contains this. I brought it home literally, and I Googled it. I said, what is LOI? Then COC, cash on cash. I didn't know what it was. LTV, loan to value, all those things. But here is a guy 20 years back, didn't know anything about anything. And now I'm teaching and writing books. And I was able to raise $220 million. I just raised 7 million just recently for the hotels. I've got 3 hotels on the table right now, which are from the lender, from the bank. And I need to raise more money. Anyway, so
The
essentially,
work never ends.
it never ends. And it's not work. That's what my wife says. You're
Because raising capital is really just putting your friends' money to work for them. So you're doing customer service. It might be my internet that is on the struggle bus today. Dorina changed my internet from one company to another one and a little bit slow. Well, on the off chance that I have service and Vinny doesn't, let's run through some of the things he's already talked about. Specialization beats randomization. In fact, one of the examples that Vinny shared with me earlier was, welcome back, Vinny. Is that me or was that you? You're muted, brother.
Okay, there we go. No, I could
Welcome
see.
back.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. No, I think the beauty is that we got to always be looking at ways how can we grow our money. Savings are important, but savings in a bank account is not worthwhile. The inflation is there, right? But what we need to do is to put the money in diversified assets so that the money grows. That's the big thing. You got to, if you're not really thinking about how to make money grow, how would you retire one day?
This is the truth. So we talked about specialization beats random diversification, but diversifying to protect yourself once you have wealth makes sense. You shared a little story with me in the chat. You said diversifying too early is like watering 10 seeds with a teaspoon. Focus on
Yes.
growing one mighty tree first,
Yeah.
then plant the orchard. So people with a 9 to 5, they've got to save. You've got to save. People who are investing, focus on one asset class, focus on one industry, one
Yeah.
market, get really
Yes.
good at it. Then you can spread out and diversify. Guarding your basket, this is where diversification actually does come into play, like
Yeah.
mentorship, getting backup capital, reserves, insurance, legal structures, getting trusted team, trusted quality people, weekly
Yes.
KPIs, tracking what you actually do as a risk defense checklist. This is what you sent me earlier.
Yeah.
So going into the fourth one you sent me was wealth building requires focus. Wealth protection requires diversification. One of the hacks that you have is the 70% primary wealth vehicle. So you pick your primary wealth vehicle, you put 70% there, diversifying 20% in the beginning, and then 10% is for extreme high upside opportunities.
Yes.
This is not financial advice. This is not legal
No,
advice.
not
This
at
is
all.
not any of that. But
We are not
Vinny, I got to
CPAs
ask
or
you,
attorneys. Yeah.
what has been your primary vehicle over the last 17 years?
I would say it's been combination of my putting monies in the biotech companies, startup companies, cloud defense, accounting softwares. I have invested a lot of my money into real estate because I control the real estate. So I'm always general partner in every deal, 43 deals, 43 or so now. But the key thing is you got to make sure what you are showing to your investors, you believe in it. So I would put money as a GP, my sweat equity, and all my things, and also LP, limited partner, so that when investors get paid, I get paid too. I get paid twice because I dip it here and dip it here. The other hotels, we did very well. I've done in hotels in 7 years now. I've been learning the intricacies of it and how to find them, what to do, how to manage with a third party. I'm not certified. My company is not certified to do Marriott's operations and all, but we manage the manager, we call it. Similarly, with our senior assisted living, multifamily has been the bread and butter, which now it's coming back again. Last 3 years have been very difficult, you know that too. And then apartments are on steroids when I call hospitality hotels. COVID took down lots of hotels down. That's what we are buying now. We are buying those distressed foreclosures, but beautifully built 6 years back, 5 years back.
It's amazing that COVID was so long ago, but the impact is now trickling out and it's in the hospitality space. Everybody thought that the hotels were going to lose their shirts in during COVID, but it actually took them years
Yes,
to finally let go and say, you know what, this isn't going to work out. We over leveraged
correct.
ourselves. We got
Yes, yes. Yeah, looks like we have some
far
challenges with the internet
behind.
today.
And that only now, yes, it's my side.
Oh, it's no problem, no problem. I think I remember Xfinity. Sometime they say, Vinny, we're going to double your speed. And my whole thing was cut in half somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, just changed my company.
Okay.
We never had these problems. And then she came in 2 days ago, changed them. And now we're having the internet. It's been
Sure,
2 days of
sure.
this. So
That's a
working on it.
small thing,
So
no?
billionaires,
You'll get.
they focus. Like one that everybody knows is Elon Musk. And that is a billionaire who's focused on Tesla for a very, very strong period of time. But early before that, he had Zip2, one company. Then he had PayPal, one company, exit.
Yeah.
Then he had Tesla, one company. And he started SpaceX at the same time. But Tesla was really just a passive investment. He wasn't really involved in Tesla at the beginning. He was just a heavy investor. And SpaceX was his company. That is somebody who's an anomaly. But for the first 3 companies, he only had one company at a time. If you were to give somebody advice, somebody who, because I see this all the time, the real estate agent who's also a property manager, who's also wholesaling, who's also doing flips, who also has single family rentals and has not gotten into multifamily, has not gotten into hospitality, has not done a syndication yet. They're like running these 5 or 6 different businesses. How do you know which one to focus on? How do you decide which is the right one to actually put all your eggs in that basket?
Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey Vinny, what are these over here? I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children. And the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My 3rd book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital, if you can't afford it. But I would highly recommend for you to get these or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. I'm so glad you asked me this question. I have gone through that. It's called Benjamin Close deal, where you take one piece of paper, you draw a line in the middle, and on the left side, you write all the good reasons why you're doing what you're doing. And on the right, what you hate about it and what we need to change. So look at 5 different things. If you are investing in, where are the results coming? See, because if the results in the last 1 year are not strong, there is something wrong in that business that you need to fix or get rid of it, because time is limited. Everybody's got the same amount of time. You got to look at, out of 5 different streams of income, so businesses, which ones you like the best, you get kick out of it, you feel like it's not work. That's where I will concentrate. What you love and what's bringing results. And then drop, maybe out of 5, 3, drop them, take 2 horses, I say, and you be the jockey and take it to the next level.
This is good. I think this is what a lot of people need to hear right now. During this time, it's this nice season. The holidays are coming. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Christmas, New Year's, we're celebrating. But it's also a time where you get to look at what you're going to do over the next year, make decisions on what the past year has presented before we set our New Year's resolutions, spend some time in revealing the past, reviewing. So number 6, you said focus builds confidence. Why is it that the more you focus on a thing, you get better at a thing? Why is it that the more you spend time in a thing, you seem to know more and you have more confidence. What is that? What creates that, Vinny? And what's
See,
an
I say
example of it?
focus, when you're focused in one particular channel, your blinders on, you really think a lot about that business, those systems, what's right, what's wrong. You find the competition, what they are doing in that particular line of business, and you find time to learn what you don't know. So focus is power. I always say that. Just like magnifying glass, right? Outside in the sun, if you put the magnifying glass on the back of your hand, and if it's not focused dot, your hand will not burn. The backside of the hand won't burn. That's action. So focus is power, because once you focus, then it makes things happen for you. If you're dismantled, you're scattered all over, then guess what? I mean, if you take out up and down the magnifying glass, then nothing will happen. There is no action, no heat, no nothing. So that's what it's really true. I think we all should be thinking about, where can I concentrate? If I'm not concentrating in the this particular avenue, which is going to bring me the most results and action and money and wealth, then why to do it? Why to do it? So focus is very important, very important.
Why do it? Number 7, you got wealth loves consistency and repetition. At the summit, we talked about 90-day commitments. We talked about no new shiny objects, just focusing
Yes.
on one thing, doing your
Yep.
business. We all summit all weekend long. We were like, get rid of this business, get rid of that business, just focus on this,
Yeah.
just do what your strengths are. Why does wealth love consistency though? That is like doing something over and over, repetition, like over a long period of time. What is it about building things that takes such consistency and predictability?
See, this is a very good principle actually in life. Consistency brings results. See, if we are not consistent in forming the systems, SOPs, standard operating procedures, making sure the teams are well taken care of, their training is going on, and you're looking at the KPIs you mentioned today, right? So, consistency every day, every week, every month will bring results. But if we are not consistent, we leave few things haphazard and we don't follow through. Inspection brings results. I always say that. Inspection, concentration, focus brings results. So consistency is the backbone. Perseverance is another thing, right? Because you got to be consistent in your activities, and your team should be also consistent, so that they are also doing their everyday things, they are doing to the best of their ability, and be consistent and put them into SOPs. Because if somebody leaves, you want new person to come in into their shoes right away, and not go through 6 months of training. The new person, they should be able to take from the where they left off. So I would say consistency, drive, positivity, faith, all those are mixed together. But we can only be good at anything if we are consistent, consistently doing the things that need to be successful. Just like somebody, I remember, they say successful people do the habits, or they form the habits and they do it consistently, that unsuccessful people don't like to do. That's the real deal.
Habits.
Habits.
Successful people consistently do things that people don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's like the gym. People who go to the gym every day get
Yeah.
a different result from those who go 3 times a week, like you do your walks every day. And
Yeah.
people who go to the gym 1 time a week get a different result from those who go 3 times. And then the people who go to the gym 1 time a year
Yeah.
get a completely different result from those who show up. Even if they spent all day in the gym for that one day, it's those little walk in, do that workout like you're doing right now. Literally every Thursday, I
Yeah.
see you on the treadmill, you're out there walking. So, Vinny,
Yes.
you do a lot of trainings. You do a lot. You've written 4 books now. Your fourth book is actually coming out. It's being released, I think, either at
Yes.
the end of this year or at the very beginning of next year. For somebody who's
Yes.
really focusing on their education, really focusing on learning the right things, you can't put too much information into. I've got all books behind me, and every time I look, there's no day long enough to consume all of the books. So if you were to say there's a training or an education that a person should start with and excel in those trainings, what has been the most valuable education that you spent your most time on? Or maybe you didn't spend a lot of time, but it's provided a return over and over, a book or a philosophy or a principle or an education course or training.
I would say definitely when I was writing my hospitality book, I've been in hotel business for 6 years now, 7 years, going on 7 years. And the more you want to give to people when you write a book or do a seminar or a webinar, teaching is twice learning. I always say that because you want to research more, you want to understand the principles more, what you already know, and then you impart knowledge to other people. So actually, it's a good thing for me to really put my ideas together. It took me a year and a half to write the hospitality book because first draft, second draft, third draft, you look at it, you say, no, this is not good. This is not good. Like that, right? So I would say to be able to be an authority in your field, you want to learn as much as you can and write some white papers, write some ebooks, smaller ebooks, and try to put the concepts that you understand in simple ways so that other people can also paying it forward, we call it. So there are lots of books.
This is such a good strategy.
Yeah.
So what you're suggesting is in order to learn a subject, go and teach the subject like they used to have us do in school, that you put the white paper together, you put the essay together. Doreen and I have this project we're working on inside of our house where we're actually writing down the family wealth principles. We're taking how we want our sons to be able to operate with money, and we're actually documenting here's how real estate works, here's how personal financial credit cards work, or how the credit system works. And that has been very educational for us because we're asking ourselves, how do we want to address that? How do we want our children to address that? For anybody who's at home listening and saying, taking this in, and maybe it's time for you to start documenting the things you've learned or the things you'd like to learn, maybe start documenting it as if one day you were going to teach it to somebody. What a powerful tip, Vinney. That has to be one of the coolest things you've ever said. And you've said a lot of cool things.
I remember 7-8 years back, when people started to know me a little bit more in multifamily, they'll reach out to me and everything, and I'll have the same answers because you have what you believe in, you're able to conceptualize and explain that. So my team said, Vinney, why don't you start recording? So I started to record in a small dictaphone or whatever. But then I started videotaping myself. So I know one time I bet if we put together 9,000 some different video recordings that I have done, and then we put together 972 in my course. I remember my big course, then we brought it down to 176 or something now. But the key thing is once you feel you have understood the concept, jot it down, like you said, or speak into, or video, just video and save it. I think I have close to 9 terabytes of the videos, 9 terabytes. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So if Vinney, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, they go to vinnychopra.com. There's the 2 trainings you do monthly now. Yeah. You can go to vinnychopra.com/events, or you can go to Eventbrite and then just type in Vinney Chopra and find out what Vinney's going to be teaching. He teaches bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, not 2 times a week. Yes. And we do this Abundance Thursdays every Thursday at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, cheers to success. When you have a choice, always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, brother. See you. Dear friends, this is Vinney Smile Chopra. I am so glad you're listening to the episode. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Please share it with others who can really benefit also. Can I ask you a favor? Just a small favor. Less than a minute, if you could give 5-star reviews on iTunes or Stitcher, that'll go a long way. We are one of the top podcasts in real estate now in the nation, but it will really help a lot if you gave 5-star reviews, and we'll bring a lot more great content for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, and see you in the next episode. God bless you. Bye-bye. Wow, what an incredible conversation today. I hope you got tons of value from this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media to stay updated on all the things real estate, investing, abundance mindset, and wealth creation. If you're an accredited investor looking for exclusive investment opportunities, be sure to join our elite Monil Investors Club at vinnychopra.com/invest, where we share details of our future projects. Quick disclaimer, we are not selling any securities, and this podcast is strictly for educational and information purposes only. The opinions shared by our guests are their own and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions. Thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, keep smiling, keep investing, and keep making a massive impact. God bless you.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Gualter Amarelo. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.